What's up? I don't know if you can tell, but I'm using the 4K camera instead of the standard 1080p camera I've been using. I'm going 4K today. I think it looks okay. I trimmed up, got nice and clean. So fresh and so clean. That's right. What's up? So I wanted to talk a little bit about how 2020 made me agoraphobic. Meaning, I've been afraid to go outside for a while now. Now, this is something that a lot of people don't talk about. The pandemic didn't quite do it, but the things that came along with the pandemic did it. I, for years, haven't been a big outdoors person, but back in the day, I used to go on hikes with the wife, and we would enjoy outdoor activities. We would go to the state fair, we would go to the park and just play some basketball and stuff like that. Even after I fell and hurt myself, I still enjoyed going outdoors and getting up,
Somebody's good in
getting
front of
out
the
and
camera.
doing stuff. But with the pain that came from that fall, it was harder to go to the gym to keep myself in shape. I just gained massive amounts of weight, and I continued gaining weight, and I just kept going. I kept saying, tomorrow, tomorrow. Well, tomorrow still hasn't came. I got up to 440. I've been losing, backtracking it a little bit. Right now I'm at like 425. What happened is I stayed inside too long. I didn't have a job. I couldn't work. And during the pandemic, I didn't even apply for jobs because everyone that I could get was like a warehouse kind of job. And I just couldn't do those jobs anymore. So I decided to go back to school, get my associates in computer science. I hope I don't have all over my mouth. Anyway, I'm going to get my associates in computer science. Networking and cybersecurity, it's something I was interested in already. I knew that it led to a decent living. All the classes are online. Everything's online. It's all Zoom meeting here, Zoom meeting this. All the while, I've kept myself locked in the house. I barely go to my parents' house. I barely go anywhere. And then I got to a point where I just couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. So I stayed inside. When people asked if I wanted to go somewhere, I said no. Everything shut down that I was interested in doing anyway. The only thing that stayed open that I would continually go out for was gambling places that had video poker. And every now and then when I had a little bit of money, I'd go to those places. Otherwise, I pretty much stayed home all the time. I wouldn't even go outside at my home unless it was like really late at night. A big part of that was I was embarrassed about myself. I hadn't been this big in a very long time, and I didn't want people to see me this way. I had a CT scan because I had to go to the hospital. I thought I had kidney stones. They decided to run a CT scan. Found out that, I've got fractures all through my spine. I've got stenosis in my spine, but I also found out that I have a nodule in my lung. Now, as far as I know, it's nothing to worry about. It's grown a little bit, but not enough that anybody is worried about it. All of that to say, between falling, my back killing me, this thing in my lung, the heart condition that I know I have and I was born with, I was scared.
I'm afraid.
Literally
Right?
scared of death. Now, when you're scared of death and you have fears that make sense, like I fear falling because I've fallen. I fear having a heart attack because I'm so fat and I have a heart condition. Those are things that make sense to be fearful of. But I started to develop weird, irrational fears. The irrational fears started to become more than the rational fears. What didn't make sense was the fear of catastrophic things that can happen, but I have no control over. I was afraid for a while that the moon was going to come crashing down on me. Makes no sense, right? Stupid. It's insane. It's just an irrational fear. But I also feared just getting struck by lightning at random walking out of my door. Even when there is no lightning. It makes no sense. But it kept pushing me back and back and back and back and back and back to a point where I would no longer leave my house. Unless it was drastic. I had to go to the hospital. My dad was in the hospital. I had to go for something was absolutely necessary. I leave the house. And even then, I have to drive. I have to be in control of everything or else I can't do it. I would try to get out of doing anything that I had made plans to do because, and up till today, even I still do. I still have this irrational thing about going out. Well, yesterday I finally woke up and was like, I got to get out. I've got to go do something on my own. It's unnecessary. I don't have to do it. I just need to go do something outside of the house. I've been here far too long, just sitting, like this kind of video that I'm doing where I'm just standing here talking to a camera. It's kind of required that I be in my home. What's not required that I be in my home for is anything else. I've made a commitment to myself to start getting out more and more. A couple times a week, few times a week. Just build up that way. Agoraphobia is something I was like, how could anybody ever be like that? I like going out. I like going swimming. I like going to the river. I liked going on hikes with my wife. I went to the gym. Going to the store was fine. I hate shopping, but going to the store is fine. It's not a big deal. But every one of those things became such a big deal when I hurt myself. And then later when I had no job and I had nothing to take my mind off of all these what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? Car wrecks, anything. I have to try to maintain being a good person because I am a good person deep down. But my fears make me talk shit to people that I wouldn't say usually. I become sarcastic or I become very short. And it's because of fear. I haven't went to my doctor's appointments on time. I've slept through them. I've acted like I slept through them just to not go. I've been a real weirdo. Shouldn't put it that way. You're not weird if you can't go outside your home. You have too much time to think about all the bad things in the world when you're just sitting alone and you don't have somebody to talk to ease those fears. I have lots of people to talk to, but at night I just sit and all these things boil up in my head because I'm not thinking about, hey, I've got to get those reports in or I've got to get this network wired up when I'm not working. I'm just sitting here with all these bad thoughts swirling around. You go on the news, all you see, nuclear threat, solar flares coming, going to take out all the radio stations. Like, the news does not help somebody who's agoraphobic. If you are afraid to leave your home over some things that may never affect you, then you look on the news and it's like asteroid to zoom past Earth this day, solar flare coming at us and it could threaten humanity. Moon's getting closer. This is happening. Earth's magnetic field is flipping. All these things why worry about this? I have no fucking control over any of that. So why am I sitting here tucking my head under a cover? It's called doom scrolling for a reason. It just keeps you there stuck in what if. And then it truly is nightmare fuel. And what makes even less sense than any of that is that I vape. I eat way too much. I eat bad foods. I'm doing all the things that'll kill me from things that I should be worried about. Yet, I'm sitting here worrying about shit that I can't change. And there's all this stuff I can change that would make my life easier and make it to where maybe I'm not so scared to leave. Maybe I don't have to stay in my house because blah blah is going to get me. What I'm telling you is don't let your brain trick you into believing that you can control something that's way beyond your control. And worrying about that thing does nothing except for put you in a spot where you can't do anything else. The things that you can do. The things that you can't do, stop worrying about it.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Talk through it with somebody if you need to. I had to tell everybody, look, I know everybody thinks I'm just a dick because I haven't been coming. Nice. When I said I was going to, I'd make plans and then never show up. It's not how you should be. If you don't feel comfortable leaving your house, you should talk to somebody about it. You should explain it to them. You should tell them what's going on. Maybe they'll be able to help you. I myself am going to start getting out more. You probably can't tell. I got a little red. Yesterday. I was in the sun. It's crazy, right? Especially for somebody who doesn't go outside. I look through my window and I go, scary, nightmare. We don't want that. We want inside where I've got all my boxes and things. I need my boxes. If I can't have my boxes, then what do I have? But seriously, if you're feeling like you're developing some paranoia or some form of fear that seems irrational to you, especially if your brain is still telling you, "Hey, be afraid of this." My cat wants outside. He's in the window now. If you're developing fears that you can pinpoint, "Hey, this isn't rational. There's nothing I can do about this. The moon's not going to come crush me." That was mine. Don't worry about that one. Then talk to somebody. Talk to somebody about it. Now, for the next few days, I'm going to be trying to get out every day. Today, I went to the store. Um, Yesterday, I went to my parents' house and talked to my cousin for a while. Talked to my parents for a few hours. I hadn't been there in a while. Had a nice visit with them. Tomorrow, I'm going over to my parents' house for dinner. I look forward to seeing people outside. It's summer. Everybody should be out anyway. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things that everybody always asks you to do. If you ever feel like any of my videos help you, please let me know. Because I go through phases trying to figure out what kind of videos to do. If some are more helpful than others, or you derive joy from any of them, that's all I need to hear. Really, really gave me a nice jawline to actually have hair only on the jawline that I don't actually have because I have a round head, perfectly round. My chin stops right here. I don't know if you can tell. Chin stops right there. Jaw goes here. I'm basically a neckbeard. Take a look. I keep looking at myself over here when I should be looking here to talk to you guys. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Subscribe. Subscribe. Maybe subscribe. 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 Subscribe.